Last but not least, we have Miss Mary Joyner, who is currently a student leader from KISE University, who also works in project management and HR consultancy. She will be speaking to us on the bridge between leadership in campus and leadership out of campus, and how student leaders can utilize the skills garnered during their tenure in the leadership positions to build their careers, but also bring social impact both locally and globally. With a round of applause, let's appreciate and welcome to the podium Miss Mary Joyner. Let's appreciate her.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Thank you, Wendy, for the opportunity. To my fellow panelists, good afternoon. Good afternoon, comrades. Many has been spoken about, much has been said. Unlike my fellow panelists, I don't have a sorry story about my life. Unfortunately, things happen in life, and I think leaders have been made from different spaces and different parts of life. To narrow down to what we are speaking about today, and particularly to what I'm speaking about today, is the bridge between student leadership in school and outside world. I'd like to look at a few people that have really been at the forefront of so many things, that when we look about leadership and we look about campaigns, and when we look about life inside politics, we look at some of some of these leaders. A key person that I would like to look at today is Nelson Mandela. Another key person I'd like to look at is the late Wangari Maathai. And another person I'd like to look at today is Barack Obama. Well, when we look at these people, they've left legacies. When we look into Nelson Mandela, we look at someone who fought for the freedom of South Africa. When we look at Wangari Maathai, this is a leader who has shaped the environmental sector of Kenya. And when we particularly look at Barack Obama, we look at our very own, who didn't only look at Kenya as where he came from, but he looked at Africa and stood as one of the black African leaders to lead in the United States of America. Well, these leaders, when we narrow back to where they really come from, we look at where they started. Nelson Mandela started as a young leader, just like many of us here. From being a member of the student council, to shaping up different spaces, to speaking about so many things that he felt were so wrong. And that is each and every one of us in this room. We see a problem, we offer solution. And that is what makes leaders. We do not only offer solutions, but we are the eyes to the people. We are the people's eyes, we are the people's voices. And many a times, we echo our voices so loud that we are more noisier than the wise words we ought to be saying. When we look at Wangari Maathai, today she was part of the many things that I wanted to say, but then again, I had a few wise words from one of our panelists that apparently she was not the first black lady to be in a certain position. But then again, we look at how much we've shaped our politics today. When I saw this topic, I was keenly narrowing it down to three things. What the bridge looks like for leaders, which is one, exposure. Are we putting leaders in spaces that is allowing them to feel exposed to the real world? Are we giving them the eyes to the real society? Today we have a few people from the Treasury. Have we seen a need to give exposure to the young people? Other than the seats that we're holding right now, other than the space that we're seated here right now, is there any other place that we can give exposure to the young people? Other than the forums, the campaigns, is there any other space? Well, research can be a very good thing to start from. Another key thing is mentorship. Are we leaving the leaders to find their way? And a key discussion yesterday when I was having a discussion with one of my friends was, so many of us have skills, so many of us have the knowledge, but what we lack is, where do we fit in this whole thing? After campus, after all the politics of being a governor, after all the politics of being a chairman, where do we belong in the real world? Where do we fit in? And we tend to tell the young people, find your own footing, find your own space, create your own jobs, find it. Give me the 5 bob to start it. Who's willing? Nobody's willing. Who is willing to give the young people the exposure that they actually need to stand in these spaces? Are we really mentoring young people? We are giving goodies and nice cookies to the mics and nice words to the people that are listening that are not in our homes. Yet the very mentorship that we ought to give to the next generation, we are only feeding in our homes. And the last and final thing I'd like to say, responsibility. Give leaders a chance. Give the young people a chance to have real responsibility. Shake them a little bit, because Rome wasn't built in one day, and nothing was built with only cement. It takes so many people to build a wall, but it takes one man to feed so many people. Show them where to fish, show them how to fish, and they will forever learn how to feed themselves. Thank you.
All right, let's appreciate all our speakers for this particular session. Let's appreciate them. Now, to sum it all up, we'll have a plenary or a question session. But before that, I'd like to inquire one person from each column. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, let's take 3 people. 3 people who have had fundamental key takeaways from this particular session. So if you would love a chance to be featured on TV or to be recognized and remembered by our panelists, kindly give your key takeaways at this moment. Have we learned anything? Yes, we have 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 already. All right.
Okay, thank you, Miss Wendy. First and foremost, I'm